Welcome to Jatin's Scorecard. On today's preview show, we talk about the upcoming ODI series versus India and Sri Lanka. I won't like to call this Indian team the A team or India's second team. Instead, I would refer to it as India's other team. And I say this because there is a lot of experience in this team. And there's also a lot of youth and potential, which in the time to come is going to take world cricket by storm. A lot of the pundits have been talking about predictions and India winning in both the formats. But I would like to look at this show slightly differently. I would rate this tour as a tour which allows Virat Kohli and the Indian team management to take a very close look at their options in terms of the challenges they face in their playing 11. And one of the most important challenges which they face is that of the sixth bowler. On today's show, I am going to cover 5 core areas which I think will be watched with great interest, not only by Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri, but also by Rahul Dravid, who's with the team in Sri Lanka, because these are the gaps the Indian senior team needs to fill in before the T20 World Cup later this year. So I'll start the 5 core areas with what I think is going to be amongst the most important aspects for the Indian senior team, which is Hardik Pandya, the bowler. We've seen Hardik Pandya's batting, at an IPL level and also during the World Cup. He's been fantastic. I think his batting has really seen a hockey stick kind of growth in terms of quality and performance. But what has been disappointing is his inability to contribute with the ball at all. And he's had injuries, but then he came back and he bowled a few overs in the T20 games. What I'm talking about is not about the number of overs he bowls. I'm talking about can Hardik Pandya, who came into the Indian team more as a bowler who can bat, can Hardik Pandya bring that kind of quality back into his bowling? Because that's extremely important. While we know that Hardik will have to bowl 7 to 10 overs in the ODI game and 4 overs in a T20 game, what really matters is what quality he delivers as a bowler. And this quality will be looked at very carefully by Messrs. Kohli and Ravi Shastri. The second area for me, which will be looked at with great interest, is Prithvi Shaw's consistency. Now, I'm a big fan of Prithvi. I love the way he plays, really free-spirited, trying to stroke every single ball. But at the end of the day, it's not about scoring one big score out of 10 games. It's about being consistent. And that's what the Indian team management will be looking at across the 6 matches in the ODI and T20 format. That can Prithvi Shaw, I think he'll bat well. There's no way, there are no two ways about that. But can Prithvi Shaw leverage his good form, to bring about a successful outcome for the team is something which everybody will be watching, including me. The third area which I'd like to talk about is Manish Pandey. Manish Pandey has been on the fringes. He's always in the squad for ODI and T20 games, but really hasn't got the chances he probably deserves. Remember that 100 in Australia, that match-winning 100 in Australia 4 or 5 years back. But since then, he's not done anything to kick on from there, nor has he got the chances. Now, this will be one slot which will be looked at carefully by all the stakeholders. And I think Manish Pandey will have to show consistency. He will have to he will have to win a couple of games on his own probably, and that will bring him back into the reckoning. The fourth point which I'd like to talk about is Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Now, Bhuvi's recent history has shown a disappointing trend of playing a couple of games and then being injured for the rest of the series and then missing a couple of months. Now, this is something which needs to stop if you're a part of the Indian team management, because Bhuvi is one of those bowlers who can bowl in the middle, at the start or at the end of an innings, and he brings with his slower balls and Yorkers us a lot of variety into the end overs as well. So Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, I think, will have been given the mandate that, hey, you've got to play all the 6 games, because we want to see if you're fit at the end of the 6th game. So I think Bhuvi's longevity and consistence will be looked at, very, very carefully. The last point for me is Chahal versus Chahar. Now, both these guys, both leggies, obviously Yuzi's got a lot of experience. Rahul's just coming along right now. Both these leggies are essentially vying for one spot in the team. So I think that's another interesting toss-up, because on the basis of this tour, I think the selectors will then decide in the days of COVID, the 22 or 23 member team for the T20 World Cup. So according to me, I'm going to kind of, I've shifted the focus of this preview from what's actually going to happen in the series to what India needs to happen from a development perspective for their team. Well, I can't get away without a prediction, so I'm going to make one. I think India will win 3-0 in the ODI series. So join me. I'm going to do a preview before every game, and that will include a review of the previous game as well. So join me on Jatin Scorecard. Keep liking, keep commenting, and if you have any questions, ask me using the hashtag AskJatin. Send them to me on my Twitter account, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.